Welcome back, everyone, to our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager. So we had an up and down season, but we had a great race to finish it off in Vancouver. We come home not just on the podium, but in second position. So we're headed into the offseason with tons of momentum. You can see here that we were able to leapfrog all the way up to third place in the team championships. So now is where some of the fun begins in the offseason. And we'll start off, as always, by looking through our mail. I see one very important email up at the very top. Okay, we did have the one mistake. Luckily, it was on car number 2 and not car number 1. All right, so contracts are winding down. So we got 2 driver contracts that are winding down and a race mechanic. So we'll have to see basically what we want to do with these guys. Who do we want to re-sign? Who do we want to move on from? Okay, so we got it. We got to take a look at race mechanics and drivers. Let's get this interview out of the way. Which team currently has better drivers? Wonder. So here we go again with that. Okay, so we got that out of the way. And let's go ahead and continue on for a little bit. Let's make sure this is still on auto, right? Yeah. Okay, wanted to make sure of that. Car repair is finished. Fortunately for us, we don't really have anything to worry about. Reliability on the parts for next year is not an issue that we're going to concern ourselves with. So everything is where we want it. We are set up, I think, to be in really good shape next season. But of course, as we've seen many times over, these bars, for instance, are all the way to the top right now. This one is roughly at average, but these can change from week to week as the AI are hard at work doing the same thing we're doing, which is to make our car better and make our teams better. All right, here we go. Let's get into the fun stuff now. So prize money. Let's receive it. $21.7 million. Yes, please. All right, Manager of the Year. Hey, and it's us. How about that? Knee Pit Racing getting Manager of the Season, Driver of the Season. Of course, is likely the champion. One of the champions, so not bad there. And okay, so we're in good shape. Now, we have some decisions to make. We got $21.4 million. Okay, we know we're going to need some of that in the design of next year's car because even though we set aside a certain amount for next year's car that we'll receive a little bit later on, we know it's not quite enough. So we know we're going to need a few million, probably around 3 or so million for that. And then we're going to need some money to sign drivers and all of that sort of thing. So we got a lot to do with this money. And then, of course, ultimately, whatever's left during the season, we'll use it to work on new parts. All right, so let's go to the HQ. What would be most advantageous for us long term? And I say long term because you have to keep in mind that that's what we're about. It's not just about this upcoming season. It's about what do we want to do that's in the best interest of our company long term. So we could go Design Center. That would allow us to bring online some new buildings that are currently locked out. We could also build the test track, which will not do us any good right now, but in the future, of course, we're going to want to work on engines once we get to Class A. So right now, this is an interesting decision. I have no interest in the Staff Center or the Forecasting Center at this point. So it's down to essentially the Design Center or, for me, the Telemetry Center. You can see $6 million will allow us to upgrade this to a level 2. So that's where I'm going to go. Let's go ahead and make one part that can be exceptionally strong, and this gives us that ability. So of course it's going to cost us more per race. We've already seen that in the past. How these numbers creep up on you. That makes marketability even more important as you move forward. Okay, so we're good there. Let's look at our driver lineup first. Now, Sophia, I know I want to re-sign her That's not even a question in my mind. She's a pay driver, 271. Right now we're paying her 281. So essentially we're breaking even on her. We're paying her nothing per race. So let's keep that number in mind. 271. And she is interested. That's always a good first step. So 271. All right, wages. Wow, that is huge. She says they're not very important to her. So I'm going to try to keep them at about what they are now. Status is fairly important. All right, so you're going to get equal car. She wants a short-term deal. I'm going to stick with the 2 years. I mean, we can't really go this. That's not very advantageous to us. So we'll go the 2-year deal. And these two aren't important, so I'm not going to pay her any more money than we have to. So really right now, I'm really hoping we can get her for about what we've got her now. She's got enough patience bars, the 3 X's here. I think we're okay to at least get started. And we'll see how that goes. I mean, you can see she's got some impressive stats along the way. So I am very happy there. Petra, we're not going to worry about just yet. She's got 9 more weeks with the -1s. Her strongest number is, of course, her stamina, her ability to run long runs, great fitness, great smoothness. But let's go and look at some other drivers. Okay, and there is one in particular, and I try to do some of this off camera because it is very lengthy to try to go through all of these and takes up a lot of time in the video. So I want to do a little bit of that in the video, but not a ton. So that's why you see some of these guys that already have stars next to them. Just to click on one as an example, I mean, this is obviously an awesome driver and would be great if we could get them. Unfortunately, they are driving in a higher series, so it's going to be very difficult for us to even think that we're going to be able to get them. Now, GT Challenger Series, a lower division. Maybe we got a shot. 600,000 is a lot. Passionate means that they require less money. And let's see, renewed passion. Oh, that's a +1 on everything, so you have to keep that in mind because that will expire very shortly. Great in the wet. Man, that's pretty awesome. Marketability is tremendous. Let's even see if they're interested. Okay, so they're not interested in us. I didn't figure they would be, but so that just goes to show you. All right, let's look at, so we got marketability is great, and that's helped out some there, but you can see overall, pretty good driver. Pretty good driver with some bad traits along the way, like resource hog and early breaker, but overall, not too bad. Marketability is huge, which is a big thing. Now, Claire, I actually had her because she's a pay driver. Oh, and she's not interested. Okay, man, that hurts because she's actually in the same division as we are. I would love to bring her over. I mean, look at that marketability. That she is exactly what I'm looking for. Exactly. Look at this stamina. I mean, everything is there. So we're going to come back. We're going to come back to her once things expire. But boy, would I love to have her. All right, let's work our way down a little bit more. And let's see. So we got training for pilot's license. Helps out on marketability a little bit. And she's got a rival. Okay, that won't be an issue for us. This is a pretty good driver with the exception of the glaring stamina. That is, man, that is rough. That is rough. Of course, we'd have to break a contract also to get them. But I'm not so much worried about, I mean, as long as it's, 500,000 or 600,000, I'm not worried about breaking contracts if it is someone that is really worth having. Somebody with good marketability, great stamina, and so on. All right, so we got, we're going to avoid her as much as possible. As I've mentioned before, she's one of the drivers I've used extensively in previous playthroughs, so I'm trying to swap it up a little bit. All right, let's try to find out where is the limit of who will even want to talk to us. The higher level drivers don't even want to talk to us. So let's see sort of where that line is. All right, this is not somebody we're interested in. Anybody else down here that I've put a star on? Okay, not bad, not great either. But really good braking and cornering, no doubt. Stamina is not great. Good in the wet. And good feedback as well. Okay. So again, we'll keep looking through this. Marketability is awesome. Which has helped. Oh, wow. She's helped by 35. Yikes. Okay. So not what we're looking for. So it's looking like... Let's find... All right. Also in Class B. Aggressive and a hothead. Wow. That is a likely combo, but not necessarily a good one. All right, let's see. Buttered Up. Yep, that's committed to... There it is. Buttered Up. They're open to discussing terms. I thought I recognized that name. So they are not good for marketability and overall just not what we're looking for, I don't think. I would love to have another pay driver, naturally, but yeah, I mean, this is going to be tough. Because we're looking at having to pay a large sum of money, and the only reason I would be really interested in doing that is if we find somebody who is worth it. So right now, it's looking like we're probably going to stick with the drivers we have. That's the way it's looking. I am going to wait. Let's go. Yeah, let's go back up to Claire. She is, yes, she's expiring right now. She wasn't interested in us, but we are going to wait until her contract expires, and then we're going to see how that works out. All right, let's go back to our drivers. And let's see, we've got a couple more emails. All right, the rules are now active. We've got two things, one of which we really pushed hard for. We got the points for the top 8, which is going to be good. And driver aids are now allowed. That's going to help out and really reduce the importance of the driver. So we've got our promotions, which means that the champion moves up and the last place performer in Class A moves down. The good news for them is they should be strong in our division. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward. There we go. So you've already got people that are moving around. All right, here we go. Contract offer accepted. Excellent. So we got to keep her for exactly what, basically what we had her at already. So that's good. So then Lee, we have what? So we got another year with Lee. And then Petra is, it's almost time for her to go. You can see we were paying her $376, and I am really hoping. All right, is she still under contract? Yes. Okay, so let's move forward. And time for the preseason, which means it is time to develop our new car. All right, here we go. Let's get this thing designed. We had roughly $7 million to do this. All right, let's see what we've got. Improvability strong, which is nice, but also very, very hard to pay for that. There's just not a whole lot of reason for me to go above this $1 million. The extra money just does not seem worth it. I mean, you can look at the stars and see they don't change very much at all. So that's a lot of money to spend that we could be spending elsewhere. Okay, then we look at fuel supplier. Now this, I'm more apt to spend the money because I see a strong here for 1.75, and that's not a big difference over the medium there. So I'm fine having that. It gives us better fuel mileage. We can run maybe an extra lap or two. But if we ended up with medium, that's not a terrible idea either. But we'll keep going and we'll see how this works out. Again, not a huge spread for material suppliers. So I'm inclined to get the strong tire wear by default. Okay, so a pretty big difference there between the strong and the weak if you keep your eye on the number of stars. So for now, we're going to keep there. And let's see where we want to go with the brakes. Tire heating, I love the idea of the strong. Okay, that gets us roughly to 3 stars. Yeah, much better. The difference between the strong and the weak is huge. So that puts us at 8.25 million, which is not all that far from what we had saved up. So I'm pretty happy with this. I mean, yeah, we could pay a whole bunch of extra money and get strong on improvability, but I'm just not inclined to do that. I know that'll hurt us in the parts. It gives us more of the of a focus there, but I am pretty happy with this. This is basically where we've been since the beginning, and I like it. Saves us a few million here and there, and I'm okay with that, 8.25 million. So now we are ready to get that started, and I'm going to try to keep an eye out for... Woo, hold on now, hold on. You can see, this is why it's dangerous to wait till anybody has their contract lapse before trying to sign them. Oh, there she is, right there. Man, oh man, I wanted her badly. All right, well, I was going to make another crack at it. All right, so now, let's see. I don't think drivers... Yeah, she's not gone yet. She's not gone yet. So now we have to make a decision. Do we want to try to sign any drivers for car number 2? At this point, I'm not inclined to, simply because of the money. Now, if we had a bunch of pay drivers out there that we could get, then yeah, I'm all for it. But at this point, I just don't think it's in our best interest to go out and pay, you know, $300,000-$400,000 to get top quality drivers and try to make this a real 2-car team in the next season. I just don't think it's worth it. Because, again, we're still trying to build. And if I knew where we could find some really, really good. So she made, ooh, $651,000 per race. Yow! That is a big chunk of money. Yeah, and those that are available, I just don't see them as the type of driver that would be worth it. Again, I'm not opposed to it, but you're talking to get really good drivers, you're talking at least $400,000 or $500,000. So that's an extra $1.5 million or so that we would have to spend per race. All right, oh, our sponsorship offers. Let's go ahead and sign this one. All still 1 star. And so we're going to continue to go with the 4 race deals, as long as they're fairly close. All right. And let's go ahead and move forward. Oh, wait. Our the other thing I forgot to look at is our staff. So we've got Mason Fairley, who doesn't cost us very much, 29 grand per race. So what we're really looking for is concentration and pit stops. So let's take a look at the scouting for race mechanics. And then we'll also want to take a look at designers, really, and see what's available there. All right, let's go and see. Wow, the cost to break some of these contracts is huge. All right, this is not bad. As far as breaking that contract, that's not a lot at all, 68 grand. And let's see, what is that one? Higher engine modes, no, okay, that's not bad. And then park condition fixes are 2 times faster. Wow, that's nice as well. Not bad, but what I really like here is the pit stop information, the concentration. I mean, you see it, performance, reliability, all of it. This is really good. So we're gonna put a star next to him. And I'm sort of glancing down through it here. As much as anything, I'm glancing to see how much money it would take to get these guys. All right, so some good stats here as well. And soft tires wear more slowly. That's not all that advantageous to us. It's applicable sometimes. And then the qualifying deal, I'm not really interested in. So not bad. Not bad. We'll keep a star there as well, but not quite as well as I would prefer. All right, let's see what we've got here. Wet tires were slowly, all pit stops. All right, the pit stops is really where the benefit comes from these guys, as well as the stats. All right, ooh, concentration and reliability not very good, but otherwise not bad. Okay, there we go. Tire changes are faster, and a super overtake mode. Wow. So if you just really, really want to go super fast and hit the nitrous, then there you go. Okay, so I think the one I want to go after is, let's see if he, nope, not interested. Okay, didn't figure so. What about if we go down a little bit? Okay, that's what I was afraid of, but you got to try. All right, let's work down and just a little bit lower and see if we find anybody. Okay, Asia Pacific Series is a feeder series. Look at a couple of things there. Okay, I mean, all of these are okay. I mean, their stats are good, but just not maybe as good as what we are looking for. All right, oof, concentration 7. Nope, we're not looking for that. No, we are not. Let's see, anybody else? Maxine? What do you have? Medium tires, extra engine mode. Okay, so I'm just not seeing a whole lot here that thrills me. There's definitely some improvements over where we are. Okay, tire trade-off. Here we go. A dilemma. So we can go tire heating +1, but it would hurt our tire wear. Okay, no, let's not do that. Let's not do that. All right, we got to come back into our drivers, and I guess I'm just going to have to go with. Okay, let's try to renew. 376 is where she's at now. And let's go. Let's go 370. So basically where she's at now. And let's look at. She'd prefer a long contract. I really don't want to give her one. Okay, bonus size is very important. Okay, I like that. Let's give her the best car because that's what she's going to have anyway. Let's go ahead and do that. And then let's try this. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. What's the next step up? Yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to work out. But we'll give it a shot. And we'll see if it backfires on us. Okay, looks like we've got email that we're going to have to look at. All right, so yes, her contract's elapsed, so she's a free agent. Got it. And oh, Mason Fairley, I forgot to look at his contract. Okay, that is my bad. All right, so we should be able to find him. Let's see what we get here. Concentration. I like the concentration. That should keep them out of trouble. Okay, so we'll come back to him. Where is... There's Mason. So 7 and 10. And I really like that. That's what keeps me wanting to have him, is because I really, really like that. Okay, let's go ahead and back out. But I like this concentration for pit stops. I like that quite a bit. So we're going to approach. Okay, wages are important. Wages are not going to be a huge issue. And I'm not inclined to play around with this a whole lot. A nice sign-on bonus. What is a nice sign-on bonus? All right, we'll go 75 there. Bonus. Okay, you do like the bonuses. So I'll tell you what. You get us on the podium. And, wow. Let's go 31,000. Okay, so not a terribly huge amount of money. He's got a little bit of patience, and I think we're in the neighborhood because of the wages. I'm willing to max that number out because it's just not all that big of a deal. Okay. And let's see. We're going to try to get him. If not, we'll try to get Mason, and if he's not there, then we'll figure something else out. All right, contract offer accepted. There we go. Now we're talking. So we're going to want to sign and replace. It's going to be, looks like Rita here. Okay, so Rita is the one leaving. Okay, so now I need to come in and yes, okay. I want to make sure that I had the right mechanic in charge. So the mechanic's concentration stat will impact how effectively they manage the pit crew, and I like this stat. That's why I have this person. Not so much worried about the speed as I am worried about the mistakes. Okay, excellent. Okay, so let's look at... It wiped out our contract offer. I was just coming in here to wonder how long it was going to be until we heard from... Well, isn't that interesting? All right, so where is... We might be looking at an entirely different situation. Okay, so we're not going to get any of these folks up here. Well, mostly because some of these have huge buyouts. But, so we're not interested in those buyouts. And, okay, 75 is terrible. Terrible on stamina. So before I offer anything, okay, we're not coming back to Enrique Laura just yet. All right, where is... There she is. I do like that other guy's marketability, though. All right, so we might be able to get her a little bit cheaper because of this. Now, she's not going to be our #1 driver anymore. Let's go ahead and approach her. Okay, she's interested. That's good. I thought we were already doing this. So we're going to give her, now she says status isn't too important. Wages are important. Let's see what that means to her. Okay, 463, not interested in that. Let's go 370, medium contract. Okay, that's what I was thinking. A nice sign-on fee. What does that mean to you? 337, we'll go 270. And then bonuses. Once again, you get us on the podium and we'll be happy. Let's just go 36,000 because if we keep getting on podiums, then things will take care of themselves. So let's go with that, and hopefully this works out. If not, we'll try something else. All right, here we go. Oh, so we didn't quite get what we wanted. So let's see what she's saying. All right, she doesn't like the wages. Everything else seems to be okay. 432 is as high as I'm going with her. I'll figure something else out if she doesn't like that. Really don't want to go that high, but at this point we're kind of stuck because what I really wanted to do didn't work out. All right, so it's accepted. All right, so a little bit more than I wanted to spend, no doubt. But, all right, so we've got, there we go. We'll put, there we go. So then we're going to swap her with Sophia, and that's going to be our new driver lineup. And of course, that's also subject to change. But for now, that's what we're going to go with. Okay, car is coming along quite nicely. Sponsor, we've got a couple of offers in there. And I think that's all we're going to get. I think. Okay, the press HQ visit. We don't want that. We don't want the marketability to go down. Let's go ahead and do a plus 15 on that, because we'll take all the help we can get on marketability. So we're up to 52% for now anyway. Okay. All right, so Petra's got higher marketability. Excellent. We will take that. Now we got sponsorship offers. Let's see what we've got. So first place, first place, first place. Got it. This is really easy for me. We want the 1.25 million. And if you notice what just happened, we got our first 2-star sponsor. So this gives us, for those of you who haven't played the game before, this gives you an idea. Now, this isn't always the case. It's not, I've seen plenty of times where a higher star offer was actually less than a lower star offer. That does happen, but it gives you an idea of the increases that you can see. This is just simply a lot better than the other offers that we have in really every way. So we'll take the 1.25 million, and we're going to hope for good things this year. Now, granted, I'm not going to be choosing that one probably ever, but it would be nice if it became a viable option as the season goes on. Okay, a chance now to change our paint scheme. Okay, so we're up to 30.6. All right, so let's see what we want to do this time. So we've done, I believe it was 12 and 9. Let's see what else we want to go with. And hey, I kind of like that one. That looks pretty good. I like it. Let's go with that. You can tell I don't spend a whole lot of time on paint schemes. Mostly because during the race, you really can't see it. You can see the very top. So if you have a certain color that really stands out on the top of the car, then it makes it a little easier to find. But beyond that, it's really not a whole lot to it. All right, improvability gains. Now this, I might be interested in. So we can go more improvability to sacrifice a little bit less fuel efficiency. That I'm actually okay with. I would prefer not to have to make that choice, but let's go for it. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, here we go. All right, we just saw contract ending. It didn't say. Can I find out? Nope. Where was that at? Maybe that was one of our pit crew? I don't know. I don't see where that was. Oh well, I guess we'll figure out at some point where that was, that contract ending. If it even had anything to do with us. It should have. It was in our email box. All right, so now we'll start this, which I deem is the least important thing you can do in this game, is go through this, because all it affects is driver morale, and we've had zero issues with that. Okay, so speeds basically mean nothing. All right, so we've got a -4 there and a +10 over here. Again, basically meaningless. The only time I could see that being of any value is if somehow you have a driver that is so low that making them any lower might turn them against you, and have them have, I think it's called the rogue trait during the race, where you have no control over them whatsoever. All right, so that puts us, our car is now done. Okay, we've had our preseason testing. All of that is done, and take a look at where we are on the grid. Boy, do I like that. We have the best car on the grid. Now, granted, drivers, because of some issues we know about, are not all that great. Everything else is not tremendous, particularly the HQ, but we have a great car to start the season. Now, our job is going to be to continue that moving forward. So with that, let's move over to the car. I'll tell you what, let's get these emails out of the way. Testing report, we don't really care about that. We do need to set the targets. As much as I would love to finish first, I'm not going to go that far. Let's go third right here. Okay, that'll give us 12 million for the season. Okay, we'll take that. So there's our money. We're up to 27.5 million right now, and that's to run the season. Okay, that's to run the season. So what this does is this gives us an opportunity to come back and say, all right, is there anything else we want to do? And to me, you come down to two options. We upgrade the design center so we can unlock some more of these buildings, or we do the test track. Okay, the test track isn't immediately going to help us, but neither is the design center for that matter. So let's go ahead and update the design center. Okay, that takes us down to 19 million, but it's one more step in the right direction. That's the main thing. All right, now let's come back over to the car. First things first, let's come back over, and something I should have done from the very beginning last year and didn't, is just focus on car number 1, and let's get these components the best we can get them for reliability. Let's see, if we swap these, okay, it's really not going to make a whole lot of difference. Let's see, reliability is an 8 versus a 3. You can see it doesn't make very much difference. However, it should get them greatly improved over where they are right now. We only have 11 days. The game does this to you intentionally, and I kind of like it. They don't give you very much time from the moment that your car is fully developed to the first race. So they present you with this dilemma, and like I said, I kind of like it. So this is where we want to be, and I only want the 3 parts in there for now. And let's just see what we can do, how close we can get them to 70 to 80 in that range. Because if we can get through this first race without any repairs, that would be monstrous. All right, so now where do we need to work on? Well, I'm immediately drawn to our suspension. Obviously, we're looking great in these 2 parts. I'm sure that will decline over time, but let's see what we've got for the suspension. Let's see. Well, actually, before I do that, our suspension on car 1 is a 310. Okay, let's see where we can get that. Risk level, and then everything else is useless. Great. That is just great. Okay, let's see what we can do on the next level. Boy, having Scarlett Moore as our lead designer is crushing us right now. All right, we can do, yeah, we're not going to get anything in this season from this. I mean, you can tell right here, this is, I mean, 40 to the max is the best option we have. Really the only option we have of any parts that we want to do for this season. Wow. That is huge. Okay, so man, I am so disappointed by that. But again, I kind of understand where it's coming from. All right, let's go back. Gearbox, we're at call it 360. Let's see what we've got there. All right, we've got some options. We could get to 390. And then beyond that, what do we have? There's a plus 10 there. And that's it. Holy cow. Is there anything we can look forward to right now? Of course, we don't know what's down below this, but really none of this is, I mean, minus 10? Really? Oh, this is horrible. All right. So let's look at the brakes. What about brakes? 453. And we should be in good shape because she's good at brakes. She's good at gearbox. She's good at brakes. She is terrible at suspension. So we go a plus 20 here. That's good. And ouch. The plus 40 max is okay. Yeah, this is horrendous. All right, so let's just get started. Let's just get started. I guess we'll do what we can with what we've got. But yeah, this is going to be miserable for new parts. It almost makes me think I don't want to do very many new parts this season and just deal with it and work on the HQ and that kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that is not very good for a start. All right, so our new brakes are going to be done. That's not a huge issue for us right now. What I'm most interested in is where we get here. So we got 2 more days, and okay, well, it looks like we're going to make it to our 70 threshold with each of the parts. That's one thing down. And let's see. Let's look at our mail right quick. All right, yes, I would love to have a test track as well. And now we can come back to our brake build. And let's go to all the parts. And you can see this is indeed a jump. It's just unfortunately this isn't really where we needed the jump and where I wanted to put that. All right, so for right now we're going to continue working on this. However, very shortly we'll turn our full attention to this brake package. Let's go see what we can get for another brake package. 503. And what do we have? That'll get us to 543. Then what do we get beyond that? We can do the weight stripping. Yeah, we're just not getting anywhere here. This will get us a little bit, but I don't think it's ultimately going to be worth it. And so I guess I'll go ahead and go this route. And I'll get this plus 40. The next time through, of course, not this time. I tell you what, reliability, I mean, all of this stuff is just useless. Just useless. All right. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. And that seems like a waste of 800 grand. But we're going to try to improve what we can. Okay, let's move forward. And now let's come back into our car. And let's see what we've got to work with. Okay, 74, 77. All right, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Again, not wonderful by any stretch of the imagination, but at the same time, it's not too bad. All right, so I think everything is ready to go. So yeah, we've taken care of the off-season. We've done everything that we could for the car. We're developing our HQ and doing the best with what we've got. That'll take care of the off-season. We'll come back in our next video and get started with our next season in race number 1. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned as we continue our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager.